Okay, let's talk about rescue number 3. I didn't study for my test at all, and I've had 6 weeks to learn the material. I guess we're going to call on P-Man again. Okay, and P-Man is going to say, for this situation, it's not that dangerous. It looks like we kind of got ourselves in this situation, but P-Man may be able to help us. So, what does P-Man say? P-Man says, I see addition. So do nothing to the exponents. I see addition. So do nothing to the exponents. And I know some of you guys are looking at P-Man like, oh man, you didn't help me. But that's the way it works. When you see addition, you do nothing. So, to the exponents. Don't forget that part. To the exponents, you're doing nothing. So, this has an exponent of 4. This has an exponent of 4. But I see addition. So, the exponents don't change at all. So, this doesn't become 8. It doesn't become 16. Now, this is the lesson that we're going to do after this lesson, but I'll go ahead and show you how to do this one. Because they are both x to the 4th, when you add x to the 4th, which is 2 of them, and then x to the 4th, which are 3 of them, you're going to get 5x to the 4ths. If you want to see this problem expanded, let me write it out. That's 2. That's 1x to the 4th, plus another x 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 to the 4th. And how many x to the 4ths do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you get that answer. Again, P-Man says when you see addition, do nothing to the exponent. So this is not going to become 4. It's not going to become 2 times 4, or 2 plus 2, which is 4. We're going to look to see if they have the same base, y, and same exponent 2. And they do. So this is 6y squared. And we're adding them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to add on 5 more y squareds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do we have in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's the answer. 11 y squareds. Now I want you to look at the answer. I'm going to highlight the answer. What happened to the exponent in the answer? Nothing, because it didn't change. What happened to the exponent? Nothing, because it did not change. Let's do the next one. Are we going to add the exponents and get 6? No. Are we going to multiply the exponents and get 9? No. We're going to do nothing to the exponents. Okay, so how do we do this problem if we do nothing to the exponents? Collect how many a to the thirds you have. Well, there's no number here, so I know that's 1. And then there's a 7 here, so that's a total of 8. So the answer to this is 8, a to the third. Exponent being a 3, it did not change. We did nothing to the exponents. Okay, let's move on and do rescue 4. I'm so hungry, but all 4 of us have to eat from this one large pizza. Okay, P-Man is saying, you know what, this is not that dangerous, so let me call on my sidekick. So we're going to call on DSN. And what does DSN say? This is his sidekick, remember. DSN says, I see division. I see division. So subtract the exponents. Subtract the exponents. So you're going to subtract the exponents when you have division. I see division, so subtract the exponents. Okay, now this rule or this property is called quotient of a property. And remember, quotient of powers property. And remember, quotient means to divide. So let's do that. When I see division, that's the dividing part. Now subtract. So 4 minus 3 is 1. That is x to the 1. Because the bigger exponent is at the top, write your answer in the top. Some of you will want to write this, and that's okay. But remember, when you put it over 1, it's just x to the first power. Let's do the second one. When I see division, subtract the exponents. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Where do I write it? Top or bottom? Is it this one? Or is it this one? It's the second one. The bigger number exponent is at the top. So you write your answer in the top. And you don't have to write the 1 at the bottom. Let's do the next one. Are we going to do 5 divided by 5 and get 1? No. Subtract the exponents. So that will be 6 minus 4, which is 2. Where do I write it? Top or bottom? We write it at the top. So it will be 5 squared over 1, which is 25 over 1, which is 25. Okay, let's do the next one. Ooh, subtract, and you get 2. Now, where do we put it? Top or bottom? You noticed I said 2. That means I had to say 7 minus 5. Because if I do 5 minus 7, 5 positives, 7 negatives, cancel, 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 cancel. That's negative 2. But if I say 7 minus 5, that's 7 positives, 5 negatives, that's a positive 2. So I started with the 7, and the 7 is at the bottom. So the answer would be x squared at the bottom. And you're watching this video in class, so if you have a question as to where the 1 came from, just raise your hand and I'll come and explain it to you. Okay, let's talk about the last rescue. Ooh, this looks kind of important and urgent. I failed the 6 weeks, didn't come to tutoring to retake any of my tests, didn't even take advantage of the 2 weeks offered to recover my 6 weeks grade. Oh, okay. Some of you saying we need to call on P-Man. Well, we've already talked about all the letters in P-Man. So, see, we went all the way to the end. So we have to call on DSN. Okay. Now, in this problem, and this here should not be there, guys. Sorry about that. So cross that out. That should not be there. Okay. So now, when I see subtraction, this is what DSN is saying to himself. So when I see subtraction, do nothing to the exponents. And don't get mad at DSN for doing nothing. You should have went to tutoring. Okay? So nothing, we're going to put nothing here. Okay? And now we're going to do nothing to the exponent. So this will not change. And if you notice, this is x to the 4th and this is x to the 4th. So I can go ahead and say 2 minus 3, which is negative 1, x to the 4ths. Let's do the next one. Oh, and you notice the exponents did not change. You notice that? Okay. Let's come here. So I have y squared here. I have y squared here. That means these can go together. So how many y squareds in all do I have? Well, 6 minus 5 is 1. So I have 1 y squared. And if you notice, the exponent did not change. We did nothing to the exponents. Now we look at this one. They are both a to the 3rd power. So what are we going to do? How many a to the 3rds do we have? 15 minus 7 is 8. So we have 8 a to the 3rd for this problem, and the exponents did not change.